to the channel. I know it's been a bit, but I don't like really doing stuff that's just kind of all fluff and nonsense. It just makes just gobbledygook, right? You know what? You guys want good content, so I want to try and do good stuff. So obviously, again, I'm up here in Ohio, so wintertime sucks. But anyways, we're getting into the good summer season. So today, well, this next few days, I'm headed down. I'll be in Tennessee or North Carolina doing the Rennsport Dragon Rally. It's a Porsche driving event, and I'm driving there in my BMW X5. So interesting. But my buddy Mike Pipitone has got himself a Cayman, so we are going to be utilizing that. So what's this guy doing? You know, it's again, and if you watch other videos, it just baffles me, annoys the hell out of me. People that drive in the left lane that are, you know, baffling. Left lane, just doing 65 miles an hour. Yeah, I get it, speed limit, but there's people behind you. Just get over to the right. And then that's the other crazy thing that also pisses me off is then you get people that park out there. They'll move over when you come up, but then they just move right back out there. Why? Why do you do that? There is no need for it. So anyways, but a lot of cool stuff, again, because tomorrow, I'm getting down to Clarkesville, Tennessee today. I just left. It's about 7 hours or so. I'm going to try and get there at 6.5, maybe closer to 6. You know, obviously, you know, be a little funky with doing my, you know, miles per hour rate, I guess you could say. And then tomorrow, there would be like a little, just a 3 hours jaunt down to Sean and Miles Through Time Museum. We're gonna check that place out. Looks really cool. Sean's got some really cool stuff. I'll put the link up above in the video because we'll start off the museum tour with this video. So just keep watching and we'll be at the museum. But then we start with the Rennsport Dragon Rally on Friday and got it. Now I'm trying to get us an appointment set up. I've messaged everybody at the new Flat Rock Motorsports Club and about going to doing a facility tour and whatnot, showing you guys that place. Now they had reached out, made a comment, and I did a post and whatnot on one of their things, and they responded to me and said, hey, about doing podcasts with, you know, Motoring Podcast Network with one of our channels and yada yada yada. Well, couldn't find that response from who it was from. No idea, can't remember. It was a while back. So I've messaged everybody I can think of through LinkedIn, but I don't think people, a lot of people might be not as, I guess, OCD as I am in regards to going on LinkedIn 5-6 times a day, checking messages, seeing what's posted and whatnot, you know. So I guess that's just me. I'm sure there's probably a lot of other people that do the same thing. It's just, you know, an OCD thing. You want to see what's going on. So anyways, so we try and get us there Saturday, but I'll do the drive off thing Saturday morning with Rennsport. I'm not going to do all, they're doing 3 days. I think it's 3, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But a lot of these guys, they come in, they live, you know, within, you know, a few hours of it. So I'm the only nut job that's driving in from, you know, 8-9 hours away and checking this thing out and doing it. So, but I'm excited. First time going on Tail of the Dragon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And there's not a cop behind me, is it? No. Anyways, so lots of Porsches of all varying degrees, years, levels, what have you. Josh, who puts it on, I'll put a link to about that in one of the subsequent videos. You can check it out. Josh does an awesome job in regards. He's been doing this for years. He actually bought a building on Tail of the Dragon. It's called Hub 129. So it's kind of their home base. And what they have, I think they start from there and everything like that. But it's got a little restaurant and everything like that. So he's just getting a little acclimated with that, and, you know, getting that stored and how he utilizes that. But, you know, trying to find people because it's not like it's open every day. It's just kind of what he uses, I guess. I think, I don't know. I'm going to find out more and I'll let you know. So that's it's really cool what he's got going on. He does quite a few events a year. Like I said, I'll put his link up above. He doesn't just do Porsche ones. He does all various ones, but this is just, you know, this might be his biggest one he does. And it's obviously, again, Porsche only. So anyways, I am driving something German, so I mean, I'm not that far off, right? I know I have more of a lean to Italian things with the prancing horse, but anyways, I got German blood in me, so I like German things as well, as you can tell, driving a BMW. I've had several of these throughout the year. Not X5s, first X5. Had my 7 Series, 3 Series, had a 5 Series for a little bit. You know, so love Beamers. Mercedes is great. My wife drives a Benz, but I'm more of a Beamer guy. But anyways, I'll keep you posted as we're driving here. Like I said, I just left my home base, so out of Cleveland, i.e. basically Fairview Park where I live, and we go through Columbus, Cincinnati, Louisville, Lexington, and then the next stop will be Caryville. So we got some cool things coming up. I'll try and show you some of the things we go through. I'll spin the camera around and you guys can check out. Cincinnati is a pain in the ass. You know, I don't know if you ever driven through there. And if you watch one of my previous videos, you can see I did a drive when I was driving through last time I came through this way. It was just Cincinnati's a nightmare. But you look where we're sitting at. They're in the mountains all right in there, so it's really funky with the bridges. But it's kind of neat, whatnot, when you go into Kentucky. It's interesting. So, but until next time, until subsequent here in the video, I'll be back to you shortly. Maybe either through Columbus or Cincinnati, one of the things. So, sit tight. Just keep watching. Awesome stuff coming. This next few videos are going to be posted. Thanks, guys. All right, so I finally got this thing to go. It's a pain in the ass trying to figure this camera to get it to work. I was going to show you guys. We're driving over the bridge here and going through Cincinnati into Kentucky. Kind of give you an eye where we're at. But again, you know, I think not against people in Kentucky, but need a bunch of hillbillies. You try and put your turn signal on, but no one wants to let you over. You know, it's like you leave it on forever, but people just driving like a-holes. You know, maybe people a little courteous. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But check it out. We're going across the bridge here into Kentucky. Crossing the border. Now, when I went to Ohio State, we used to drive down there all the time. We'd go across the border over the bridge into Kentucky, buy ourselves some grain alcohol, or not grain alcohol, whatever it was called. It's like it was clear. What the hell was it called again? I don't know. It was very, very strong liquor. And then we buy some 2 liters of Hawaiian Punch. And you used to be able to take this into the stadium, Riverfront Stadium, and go watch a Reds game. So we'd go sit up in the Reds, go watch a Reds game and just get absolutely slobber-knockered. Shouldn't have been driving back, that's for sure. You know, I got some joker behind me that speeds up, slams on his brakes. I don't know where he thinks we're going. Traffic is just all jacked up. Hey, look, welcome to Kentucky. See the sign? There it is. Welcome to Kentucky. There it went. So, for those of you all over other parts of the world checking things out, now you can see what it's like driving through Cincinnati and Kentucky. And as you can see, it's a crappy time of day to be doing this. It's about 10 to 4. It's almost 4 o'clock. So it's rush hour. There's a dead deer. I don't know if you saw that. So I'm trying to get to Buc-ee's. You know, everyone's, you know, anyone's YouTube, all of a sudden really has been like going to Buc-ee's and stopping, which is killing me because about a month prior to all these people doing it, you know, I did a little video snobber thing here of Buc-ee's. I stopped there because that's the first time I ever stopped there. The place is massive, as everyone knows now. But it was just kind of humorous that all of a sudden I stopped a video and I got no subscribers, basically, which we need to improve on, guys. Come on, we need to get out there and get some more things out there so we can monetize this sucker and start doing a lot more stuff. But, so I do it, and then like a couple months later or something, everyone's doing, but I don't know, I can't say they were following me because Buc-ee's is pretty world famous now, just because, you know, usually their stations, they have 200 gas pumps and their convenience stores are always packed, and the place is always packed, and every pump's always full. It's unbelievable the amount of money these guys got to be raking in. But I don't know if everyone was watching the news recently. The founder's son, I think he was 20 years old or something like that. They put his mugshot up, got busted. He had put in hidden cameras in their bathrooms at their at their lake house and some other house they owned, and he was secretly filming his guests. You know, obviously either going to the bathroom or I guess, you know, getting ready to take a shower, but I guess, you know, a few of them are having sex, and of course that's going to happen and whatnot. But he got pinched for having these thing, because I guess someone saw it, or they saw the wires. They saw something, you know, and so he got busted. So gonna be interesting how that plays out. I mean, obviously these owners of Buc-ee's has got some deep pockets, but it shall be interesting to see what happens. So, anywho, as you can see, traffic is horrendous going through here. It's only like a little over 100 miles, and it's probably gonna take me 3 hours to get there, which sucks. But it is what it is. I was wanting to leave earlier, but I was unable to. I had stuff to do, so I was trying to get, I wanted to come through here like around 2 o'clock. And it still would have been kind of like this. Maybe not so bad, but anywho, it is what it is. So, onward, my friends. More coming soon. Well, all right. We made it. Well, we're getting off here to get off and go to Buc-ee's. Yes, ma'am. We on it. So let's get her done and close this up. And then let me spin this around so you guys can kind of get the whole view of this shindig and see what it's like going here. It's going to be a little bit shaky because my camera's not tightening up for some reason. So, but you guys will get the whole view and just see how this is when you're pulling in and checking things out and the whole 9 yards. So let's see here. Let's see what I can tighten it up. It doesn't shake so much. All right, come on, people, go, go. Pedals on the right, idiot. God, I just, you know, it's not that difficult. You can't miss it, dude. I know that's what you were looking for. He was looking for Buc-ee's. You can't miss it because it's right there. See, you can't miss it. Look at all those freaking gas pumps there. See, the funny thing is, you know, about here is, you know, they got their own kind of entrance. You know, you don't just kind of pull in off the side of the road. You gotta, you come down the street, and they got their own whole little shindig to go over there. I don't know if that caught that or not, but as you can see here, as we come in, we're going in here, make a Reggie, come on in, following the mister in the U-Haul. I'm proud of myself. I think I've drank 4 Diet Mountain Dews, and I left my house at 12:30. This is the first time I've had to stop. I mean, I gotta get gas. I got another 147 miles of range, but I haven't had to pee. I normally gotta stop and pee, you know, old man bladder. So, but first time. So, but we'll get some go-go juice. Go to the restroom. Maybe get a souvenir for Joe. But she'd like something. What do you think, Georgia? Want a Buc-ee's t-shirt or some sort? So, but check out all these pumps. See, look, that's like number, you can't see the number on it, 232, so there's 234. So I'm going to try and get closer to the door here, but you can see just pump after pump. And there's 2 rows. So you got it on both sides here. So you got lots and lots of gas pumps. So let me see if I can get one of these right around here. This would be perfect. Oh, look at this. Money. Perfect. Awesome. So what do you think? You got a view of that, huh? You got that whole nice little view of what was going on. Hit park. And we're going to go inside and do my business. So, back shortly, guys. Appreciate it. More to come. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful morning, and this is day 2 of our little journey, and it is about 10 to 6 a.m. I'm getting a little bit of an early start. I'm ready to go, so I'm gonna stop at, we're gonna stop at Hub 129 on the way down to Miles Through Time and check out the starting point for tomorrow's rally. So I got my cans. Remember, I'll put the link up there. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to push another content in regards to what else I do, and that is I am executive director for a little charity called Aluminum Cans for Burned Children. We collect aluminum cans at all fire stations in Northeast Ohio, 100 plus of them, and plus with donations and fundraisers and whatnot, i.e. with Rockin' Revs coming up end of July, we send kids to a summer and winter camp over there at Camp Cheerful in Strongsville. So, anywho, let's get going. I got this. You know what, I might just put my pop in this cooler because I'm gonna drop it. I can just sense it now. The camera works a little bit shoddy right now, so let me stick this in there. No, leave them here. So, all right, I'll do this. All right, let's hit the road. I think I got everything right. Yep, got that. Got that. Got cables. Got all that stuff. Oh, I'm gonna take this bag because I could use that empty bag for trash. So, no cables over here, right? No, that's just plugged in. Nothing over there. All right, so let's get going. Let's get on the. It's gonna be a little dark outside. I think we're gonna run into other people, so we shall see. But like I said, it's still early. It's Thursday morning, so. And Mike Pipitone, I'm meeting these other guys. As far as they're concerned, I'm still up in Cleveland. I haven't left yet, but a little surprise for him that I'm actually going to Miles Through Time Museum. So I should have charged up this battery. I can do that tonight. I got something to hopefully. Let's see how these do. We're not gonna be outside like in the sun, so yeah, no one's here. All right. Now we go one. Close the door. Let's go. The sun should be coming up soon, but I don't know if it's cloudy or not. I forgot to check the weather. I'll have to do that when I get in the car. See what's going on. I gotta drop my key off. Oops. Drop my bag cans. So, cut it out. Yeah.
What's the room number?
223.
Ross?
You got it.
Good. That's your physical copy. Have a great
Awesome.
day.
Thanks, brother. Later. And there we have it. Let's see, I got in here at 9 o'clock. I'm leaving at 6 o'clock. What's our bill? We're trying to find a hotel around here. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass. Basically $190. So, $200 for, let's see here, 9 hours. Do the math on that. Oh lordy. It is what it is, right? Slept in comfort, had a decent room. The sun, a little musty when I walked in, but you see the sun's coming up. So we are in. So guys, so there's that. We saved that receipt. We'll put that in there. But when we get back, the next round here going will be a Hub 129. We're also going to do some video going down Tail of the Dragon a little bit. So I know we're just driving my X5 here. So see, 2024. It's just a 6-cylinder, but hey, I don't know if you can tell the blue got the darker tan and tear. Whatever you want to call that color. But look at this beautiful machine. This thing is great. Love it. Thing's great. Awesome on the way down. Whole 9 yards. I'll put these under there. That bag there. Then I got my video stuff. So back shortly. All right, guys, as I promised, as my little tour got down here, we're at Miles Through Time Museum, antique store, and some other things. Say hi to Sean.
How's it going?
Founder, director, jack of all trades, collect everything, gets this thing all put together and stuff. This place is really neat. I just got here, and it's raining outside, so I really couldn't do much outside because he's got some cool stuff out there. Maybe by the time we get done, we can go out that way. But Sean is going to show us around and check the place out. How many square feet you got here?
Total, it's about 47,000 square feet.
That's a lot. Yeah, so like I said, what's neat, what he just told me is the antique section here actually is like kind of sectioned off. He's got vendors and everything like that that pretty much helps fund the whole shebang.
Yeah, so when you first get here, you're actually walking into Vintage Garage Antiques first.
Okay.
So it is an antique store like any other antique store, but it's got its character. So you would actually come here to the front counter. This is where you pay for your antiques. However, this is also where visitors to the museum get their admission to the museum, and then they're directed around the corner.
What's it cost for the museum?
$15 for adults.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. But as I said, for people like me, you can get in a lot of trouble with all the Hot Wheels they got over there. So
there's no shortage of Hot Wheels in here.
There's a bunch, and there's some really good ones too. Like ones that are hard to find, and that's the problem where my wallet might take a ding today. So, but let's go. I'm following Sean. Yeah. You show me the way.
Cool. So originally the museum was moved in here, and the antiques section here was not here. This was like an overflow flea market.
Okay.
And I was able to take a small section of their unused space and build a museum. And it was just this backside here. So I'll show you that. And that was it.
Okay.
So once we get behind the red doors, that's all it was. And then 15 months later, I took over the entire lease, created what is now Vintage Garage Antiques, and expanded the museum into its first expansion.
Okay.
And so I cut this hole and that hole, and I was able to bring the cars right through the front doors.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, because the front door is massive.
Yep.
So you had to. I see. Okay, so you had to. So this was walled off.
It was initially. I'll show you the doors in there. How we first brought the cars into the museum was through another section in the mill. So I actually had to move their shelves out of the way and everything.
How much is that F50?
Let's find out.
It looks a little busted up. What is it?
22.
All right, sold. I'll buy that. See, I told you my wall's going to take a ding today. He's got a lot of cool stuff here. It's one of those deals you start going to these antiques, especially when it's automotive oriented. You're going to find stuff to take home. And I didn't drive all the way down here for nothing. So,
so when you first enter, you are in the blacksmith shop.
So obviously cars we're going to see, but like these items, how'd you come about acquiring these?
All of this stuff has been brought to the museum.
Okay.
So it's individuals donating items. This one was rescued and brought here specifically so that we could share it with people.
So what's the age on this one? I mean, obviously because it's got a lot of wear and tear on it, but I mean, that thing's...
It's over 100 years old. Pretty much all of these are over 100 years old. I don't know a whole lot about blacksmithing in general, but I did from this, we've done research. So, I mean, if your car broke down and you needed repairs and you were really far away from the manufacturer, you went to a blacksmith shop. Yeah. You needed fuel, you went to a blacksmith shop.
Interesting. Yeah, it's cover all bases. Because what was other one? The pharmacist was the dentist and everything like that too?
That's right.
It's like you kind of covered your tracks when you go to one place. But all right, get into the Henry Ford's creations.
So here we kind of call this the Model T showroom area. These are our oldest real cars that we have on display. This one right now, this is our only brass era, which is a 1915 Model T. It was in a couple movies, including Sweetland. The police decal is actually from the last movie it was in.
Oh, cool. So do you take these out a lot? I mean, to run them?
When they're privately owned, I don't take them out.
Oh, these, okay. So everything is privately owned. Okay.
Like this one here, a husband and wife walked through here, just touring the museum, and she wound up telling us that she had her dad's original Model T sitting in a storage unit in South Carolina. We went and got it and drove it in here.
Really?
That's this one here.
Oh, this thing is, I mean... Was it restored?
It's original inside. My understanding is it's been repainted, but everything else is original.
I mean, look at that interior. It's immaculate for age. I mean, God, that's unbelievable. That thing's beautiful shape.
I moved these. This is actually the Senador. That's the one that we came in. It used to be right here. The Senador, it belongs to these two sisters. This was their dad's original car.
Okay.
So as far as the condition and everything goes, it's the same. It's just this one is, it's their dad's original car.
Okay, so everyone's looking at it. You're saying Senador. On here, you see, it wasn't like they had a front and back door. center door right there.
Right
So
in the middle. It's
right
weird.
in the middle. So I don't know how much of a pain that would be to get in the front seat, but in the back, that probably wouldn't be so bad. But
It's literally not easy to get in the front or the back.
oh,
It's very hard to find information on these center doors. I don't understand why they did it.
yeah, I mean, that's something new to me. I mean, wow, that's interesting. How many years did they build center doors?
22s are the only ones I've seen.
Really? I so any of you Ford people out there that know these things, drop it in the bottom down there and give us some history, because that's kind of interesting. I've never seen that. Or I never heard of the center door. That's pretty cool.
I hadn't either until it came in.
So what are the little jobbers?
A little Tin Lizzie. So
that-
a lot of Shriner type cars. They,
Oh, okay.
They were a toy.
All right. Oh, okay. All right.
This one here is pretty rare because it still actually has the top. Most of these were removed because of the, kids,
Oh, so
kids
this
were
was
tall.
built back. Oh, okay. Yeah, they ain't gonna fit in there with their situation on there. Was that gas powered?
Yeah.
So you got a gas
little
motor
in the
in it?
back here.
Oh, there we go. All right. Man, if you were a kid back in the day and you had this, you were the you-know-what in the neighborhood.
For real. And then on this side here, you've got the town. So this entire town was built out of reclaimed and recycled materials.
Oh, that's awesome.
There are old windows. That's all rough cut wood. We had sawdust
here.
pile, 5 feet tall in here, cutting all that.
And that's how he does his accounting. So he goes old school. He still uses a ledger.
See, and what's neat is that's all real. That is all real documentation that has been brought in here.
That's so cool. Seeing stuff like that and someone sat there, typed that out.
Right.
Now it's just you crank it out on a computer, but
And so everything in here and all the towns, all these exhibits, they're constantly evolving based on people bringing us stuff because we don't have anything. There's no storage here. Literally everything you see the museum has, you're going to see on the floor.
do you get a lot of stuff you reject? I mean, do you get, or it's just pretty much, or do you kind of like tell people this is kind of what we're looking for, or?
I've had to reject some random items simply because it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'll take it and we'll figure out how we can use it. If we can't use it, we've got an antique shop that we can sell it.
So
As long as they don't donate something that is very special to them, and it's got to stay in here, because I don't want to mislead anybody. But if it's just here's some stuff, I'm not doing anything with it, I want to help the museum.
Yeah.
At that point we can do whatever we want. Same with cars.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
If somebody
All right.
donates a car, I'll take anything. If it's not worthy of being on display in the museum, we'll sell it.
Oh, okay.
We had a Buick, a 92 Buick Park Avenue. It was not going to go on the museum. But he donated it specifically so that we could raise funds for the museum, and it sold
that's
within a couple
awesome.
days.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's a great way to do it, because someone donated a car like that. Because one, obviously, to you, there's no, you didn't acquire the car, you had to purchase it, so it works out great. So if you got stuff you think would be cool for the museum, reach out to Sean, tell him what you got, and if he wants it, then you can send it on down and be part of the decor.
This one here, this is neat because this belongs to Truett Phillips. He's one of the executive directors of the museum.
Okay.
He just brought this in here. This is his great-granddad's original vehicle he's restoring, but he stopped restoring it specifically to bring it in here so that we could show everybody that all this wood is inside of all these cars.
Yeah. I don't think people realize the wood frame on these things and how much wood was in these things, and structurally wise. I mean, that's the frame. I mean, what kind of wood would they use?
I don't know the answer to that. Truett would know exactly what wood this is, but I have no idea what wood it is.
I mean, because it wasn't like it was treated or anything along those lines. So it's just.
Yeah, well, that's what would rot out is the wood.
Yeah, but I guess we got to fix it. Just go out in your backyard, cut down a tree, and there you go.
Right.
A little trimming on it. There you go. But God, look how just the simplicity
Not much to them.
of these things. I mean, and these things were just sturdy. I mean, these things were made to drive on dirt roads. They didn't have paved roads or anything like that.
No.
But I mean, having a wood frame, you would think that they would, well, maybe they did break a lot, but
They got some good flex.
yeah, I mean, maybe that was their suspension back in the day.
Here's an example of people bringing us stuff. So this is the garage. You got a 27 Chevy and a 27 Ford sitting here. And what we'll do is we're actually going to build a frame around this and turn this into an actual old school shop with the hanging cans and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, cool. All right. All right.
It's just, we've been accumulating all these items as people donate them, drop them off to us. And once we have it, then we're able to then finish
build
off
the structure around it. Well, that's a great way to do it because you can kind of tie it in with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not doing the opposite. Building the thing and say, okay, well, we got to make it fit or, you know, look time period correct. This way, you just, hey, this is what we got. Let's make it look that way.
It's somewhere like the town. Like, we built the entire town, and for the dry goods, for example, down there, I mean, we didn't have anything to go in there. Like, nothing. And it's actually, you know, we were supposed to be getting donated some hats and clothes and stuff that would be in there, and it's a slow process. So there's a few things in there right now, but we still don't have enough in there. We don't have all the things that people said they'd bring. This is cool. This is a replica of the very first Phillips 66 filling station.
As you see, he's got, oh, look that. That's it right there, right? In the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see it right here too.
Oh, there we go. When I was coming down, I made a wrong turn and I had to go turn around, and God, I'm trying to remember what it was at. And but he had built this garage like with a nice Texaco. It looked like an old Texaco station, but you could tell obviously it was new. But the way he had it designed, it was massive, like four bays, 4 doors, but then you had the center thing with the pergola, portico, whatever, coming out of it. I mean, it was gorgeous. And I was tempted because the gate was open, because obviously I think his house was back down this hill. I was tempted to pull in there. I was like, I'm in Georgia. I think I'll probably get shot.
There's one spot where Truett wants to build another replica station, but it would be a Sinclair station. Sinclair's a little bit more modern with sliding glass doors.
That's the one with the dinosaur in it? Yeah.
Which isn't really popular in this area, but I'm from the West Coast, and like there's tons of Sinclairs there.
Yeah, I like that logo with that S, how it is. So so all these are privately owned. You guys they let you, I guess, borrow them?
So far, everything is privately owned.
Okay.
I'll let you know once we get to probably the first one that's been donated to the museum. But you got like this one here. This is an Apperson. This was brought in by a descendant of the Apperson family, Darren Apperson.
Really?
Darren and his dad are the ones that have restored this car to its current condition over the years.
I have never heard of an Apperson. Built in Indiana, in Kokomo. Actually, wow, for 25 years. So, I mean, it wasn't like just some fly-by-night deal.
Hayes Apperson was the first American car manufacturing company we ever had. Apperson split off from it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. Well, and what's neat is that back seat back there actually folds into a bed, so it's almost like the first RV.
One of those. Oh, okay. Of course, I'm not sure how you're gonna be laying in the fetal position, but still, you can lay down back there.
Right.
What was the other one? There was God, I can't remember off the top of my head. That I know that was kind of. I know Henry Ford was trying to do something like that in regards to some of his, but there was another manufacturer that did that, wasn't there? There's like kind of the first RV, so to speak, but it was like a car, but it was basically almost like a station wagon, but the roof was a little higher, and they had it, and you could lay in the back and everything like that.
I'm sure there's probably quite a few that were doing all kinds of stuff.
Well, obviously back then, even having one car was a luxury for majority of people.
Right.
And getting something like that's going to just kind of be a jack of all trades for everybody.
This 1920 Dodge Brothers, this guy, so we actually had an old Ford Econovan sitting out front that was donated to us. And again, that was a car that I couldn't do anything with in the museum. And it was going to be a billboard. I was just going to park it out of the street and, hey, look, there's a museum here. And then we got the bus donated that you'll see it towards the end, I'm sure. The bus was in the movie Ghosted. And once that came here, like it trumped anything I could do with that van. So we sold the van.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get the hood open on that van. It was rough. And so I sold it. And the guy that came and bought it for his son, they were going to use it. That dude not only did he get the hood open, he got it running and drove that thing off the property. Then he came back driving this 1920 Dodge Brothers from north of Helen, Georgia, straight into the museum, straight through those front doors.
That's not an easy task, hills-wise. So that's the way I came through, coming down here.
This guy drove this.
Wow. That's impressive. For those of you who have ever been going through Helen, Georgia, it's a really cool little town. It's all German-esque. The German or Swedish?
German.
German. It's really cool the way they have it set up. I check out the town and everything, but when you go through there, then you can understand that gentleman driving this all the way down here to Clarkesville is an impressive feat. So which ones, I guess you would say ask the question, because a lot of these look like either repaint or whatnot, but this one looks pretty original.
That one's completely original.
Original, okay. Just looking at these cars from back then and, thinking, especially up north, wintertime, and driving this thing, whew, you're gonna bundle up. But there's no shortage of room in the back seat, that's for sure. Obligatory footrest.
Yeah, footrest is cool. Look how tight it is up front, though. Look at the space right here.
Look at that. That's just. That is a tight fit. It's not like that thing's adjustable going up and down or anything like that. It's just, you just make it work. Especially the no power steering, nothing like that. So, you're wrenching that wheel going. This is when you were really involved in driving it.
Right.
Everything you had to do to make this thing keep going forward and to stop. Look at these brakes. Not only did you have to plan ahead to get going, but you had to plan very far ahead to stop.
You may have had a driver with this thing, too. You may have only been sitting in the back.
True. Yeah, very true. You look at these and just, even for back then, just the craftsmanship, the styling, just, what's involved in creating that one piece, and just like the detail like this in it, it's those little things that this day and age to make it, you stamp it out because, it's real easy to do.
Right.
Back then, it's crazy to think, but they got it done, that's for sure. And then, obviously, just inflation changes numbers, but still, it's like, oh man. Does this run?
I have not tried to run this one.
Okay.
This one is still privately owned.
Okay.
Every single one of the A's run. In fact, Woody and the black one next to it, they are both in the movie The Legend of 5 Mile Cave.
Oh, cool. So when they get into the movie, do they reach out to you?
Yep.
And just say, hey, we're looking for XYZ, and then...
We've had 5 different movies filmed using cars from the museum.
Cool. Then obviously, it's
So
privately owned. They paid them
if
to use it?
if they want one of the privately owned cars, then yeah, it is up to the owner of the car. The last movie that we had filmed using one of our cars was actually mine, so it made it simple.
Oh, cool. All right. Joe, if you're watching this, see, that's my daughter's name. We didn't like any of our grandmother's names or whatnot, so we had both our grandfathers, mine and my wife's was George. She goes, hey, how about Georgia? Perfect.
There you go. Now this collection over here, this is really special. This is the Tom Ash collection. This is all Franklin and Danbury Mint cars.
Oh, my.
This entire collection was donated to the museum by Eileen Ash, the widow of Tom Ash.
Uh-huh.
And not only did she donate the cars, but she actually purchased all the display cabinets for us, every single one of these.
Oh, wow. Those of you who are not familiar with Franklin Mint and that is, they're still doing stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
And, these are very, very high quality items. These things are fabulous. Attention to detail. For those of you that know, like, was that, I can't never pronounce the name, Emma, Gab, whatever, they do those like $10,000, $20,000 models. Like, these things are spectacular in regards to that, but wow. That is cool.
In the entire museum, we have over 5,000 model cars on display.
Yeah, I don't, oh, look at that, the decanters. Are the decanters or those perfume ones?
Those are pure perfume ones.
Perfume ones? All right. My wife, like I said, with the Hot Wheels and everything like that, my wife always, what is this? Like, this your college dorm or something? I'm like, no. It's like, come on, I can get like 50 of these and stuff them all in my office. Oh, what is this?
This is a replica of a 1913 Helica. This was donated to us by the Lane Motor Museum.
Oh, okay. That you were just at last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yep, getting 2 more donations from him. He's donated a total of 6 vehicles to us. I've actually driven this out in the parking lot.
Really? Okay, how loud is it?
It's loud. It's a bit of a death trap. I was actually a little bit nervous I was going to break it.
Yeah, it was. Is it rear steer?
Yeah, and it is wobbly.
Yeah.
It actually goes faster than you want it to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's 5 miles an hour is enough. I mean, and they sold these. Did they sell these, or would they just like make one? That was it.
These are from France. I think they made 30 of them.
Okay.
If you were to find one, it's worth, like a real one, it's worth millions and millions.
Oh, I could imagine. Oh, God, yeah.
But they failed for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Is the Oriental rug time correct, period correct?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You go back to, back in that time from, your early 1900s to about 1940. I mean, there's so many manufacturers and like so many unique vehicles that were made to try and, hey, I'm going to be the next one. I mean, I know like up in our area in Cleveland alone, I think in the teens and early 20s, I think there was, God, how many? It was like 12 or 13 car manufacturers just in Cleveland, Ohio area alone. I mean, it's just unbelievable that, how many different ones are out there. And now we just have just what we got left now.
They keep consolidating.
Yeah.
This one here is a 1935 Mathis. It is one of 2 Mathis vehicles that I'm aware of in the States. The other one is a 3-wheel concept car at the Tampa Bay Automobile Museum.
Looking at this, my first thought was a Mercedes. Because it's just got that look to it with the way the top is and everything like that, with that European style and how that grille is. Without seeing it, I go, that was my first thought was. But look at how Look at this windshield. I mean, that's...
It looks chop top.
Yeah, it's a hot rod. I mean... So these are the ones, these things will just pop right out. The seats?
They actually fold forward.
Fold forward? Okay, all right. Like in a... all right,
you can just stick them in there and
I changed batteries, got a little hot, so hopefully we can get through with this one. If not, we're going to switch to my phone, because as I always tell you, these GoPros, the batteries, they overheat, and we're not even outside, we're indoors, and why they overheat is baffling to me. So, as Sean was saying, now we're getting into all these cars over in this section are wood, which is just unbelievable. If you like, especially this one, it looks like it's metal, it looks like it's steel, but this is wood.
Yeah, the tires are wood.
Oh, look at that, the tire, that's wood.
This is from the creation mind of Gary Russeth. So Gary Russeth spent about 2 years on every single one of these cars, building them from scale model. They are full-size replica sculptures of real cars. And then the train is actually a half-scale wood version of the General. And again, he made all of that, even the logs and the tinder, 150 of them, and he made every single one of those.
That is unbelievable. That is cool. So here, check that out. Now, can they go on the website and see a lot of these displays and kind of check things out?
Yeah, they can see quite a bit.
Okay.
And this is a real train. The real one is in Kennesaw in a museum. But they actually made a movie, a Disney movie back in the day, and that movie was filmed in this county and the one north of us.
How long did it take them?
Almost 5 years on this one.
Wow. I mean, the detail on it is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at that. That is just unbelievable. Then obviously we got, it's not working right now, but check that out. All you model train fans, look at this. Sheldon Cooper, eat your heart out. Got all the Hot Wheels in there, check it out. Sweet, look at that.
Oh, and this is cool too. We've got a smaller version of the General that goes around the bigger General.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. How much of a pain was getting that level?
Luckily, I didn't have to do it.
Check that pedal out. That thing's neat.
Jim Geary is actually one of our volunteer guys that comes in here that's a part of the museum now. He's been working on that train forever. He set up the Studebaker exhibit.
Yeah.
He's another guy that has completely embraced the concept of the museum and is in here quite often.
That's awesome. Well, that's one thing that, obviously helps immensely too, is getting, that kind of help. Guys that have that knowledge, everything on it, and just, coming in here, donating their time, and that's awesome to hear. Look at that.
This one here was brought in specifically for people to be able to actually get in this car and take photos with it.
Look at that. So you come in and get yourself and do a selfie in here and check it out. You can get in here and take a photo, and look at that.
It looks like it used to be some old Shriner car, so we haven't been able to figure out what this is all about. But there's definitely something that traveled from the front underneath the seat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. You think there was something motorized that had hooked up to the motor?
I think so. Something that would be in a parade doing something.
All right, now we're getting into some newer stuff.
So this is our Studebaker exhibit. The Packard is the only one that does not belong to the museum. It's in here temporarily until we get another vehicle that fits in this exhibit. But the Golden Hawk and the Avante were both donated to the museum. The Golden Hawk by Dr. Carl Peace, and the Avante was actually donated by the National Studebaker Museum.
Oh, that's awesome here. These are a love or hate, but these things got, this is a 302. What's in this? I know it's got, these things got up and went. I mean, these things were quick.
Mm-hmm.
These things had some horsepower, because this was like the last kind of volley for them to try and keep the doors open.
So this one's an R1, so it's not supercharged.
Okay.
If there's an R2, it'd be supercharged, and those ones are definitely super cool. The Golden Hawk is supercharged.
That's just so, the styling's just unbelievable. These things are just gorgeous. Outstanding. Whose old race car?
That is one of Bill Elliott's old race cars, and that was donated to us from a guy in Florida that had the car shipped up to us. At one point, it spent some time in a McDonald's.
Batman Forever, Mr. Bill Elliott.
And again, because this one is the museum's car, we actually allow kids to get in there and get their pictures taken with that.
Which is a bit of a tight fit in that race seat, but they can make it happen. They can make it happen. But check out the Pinto wagon.
Yeah, there's not much Pinto left on that thing.
No, but it's almost just name only. But God, that thing's filler.
Yeah, it's got 41 Ford headlights, Econovan roof, Fairlane fenders.
Wow.
It's a single Papa wheelie.
Yeah, you can imagine. God, that thing's fucking cool. So there you go. Wheels in the air. Look at that.
Yeah, this car belongs to James Ladewig, who is also a big pedal car fanatic.
Yeah.
And you'll see in the next gallery, he switches out an entire row of pedal cars and keeps that fresh for the museum.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's kind of, one of those kids that's soapbox serving. I love going and watch that. That's just 35 minutes from my house, but they do it down in Akron.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So they do the World Nationals, whatever it's called.
So right here, this is where the museum initially ended. You walked out the door here, and we removed the door, relocated it over to where the bicycle rack is right there.
Gotcha.
And the section of wall that we took down is now the black wall over there, hiding some of the mechanicals for the turntable. So this is Gallery 3. This was our first expansion. So this made it so that we could bring the cars in through the roll-up door there, as opposed to
perfect.
The door that's covered now. It used to be a blue door.
The S2000, these, man, if you know how to drive this, they're a lot of fun, but you got to wring the piss out of them.
That's one owner.
Really?
Yep. This is one family owned as well.
Non-twin, not turboed?
Non-turbo, unfortunately, but it does sound good with the exhaust on it.
Wow. These things are still, gorgeous looking cars. That's just a timeless design when they made that. That thing is just...
Yeah, it's funny watching people come through the museum, because what catches some people's eyes is completely different based on who they are.
Yeah.
So while one person will completely blow through all that stuff and get fixated on these cars, the very next person will walk right by them and not care, and they might spend 45 minutes in the first gallery. This is our military area. So the military vehicles will change, but this area will always remain military vehicles. The Kuba wagon here is pretty cool, because this was actually abandoned by Nazis in a Polish barn in World War II.
Really?
And the family found it a couple years later and then had the car completely restored until it was purchased and brought over here.
These things are neat.
People didn't know any better. They'd assume it was just a VW thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Again, just, simplistic, but can take a beat and keep going, but man, just your bare bones. What do they say, about 40 horsepower?
I don't know how much horsepower they have.
That's
23 and a half.
23 and a half. Oh, wow. Phew, shit. 23 and a half. 4 seats, and maybe having 4 fat Germans in there trying to get that thing going. 23.5 horsepower. You're not going anywhere fast. You're not outrunning anybody, and that's why it was abandoned in a Polish barn, because they couldn't get away with it. Got a Willys. What's that? Is that a radio?
Yeah, it's all part of the comm system.
Wow. Look at the size of that. Jesus Christ, that thing's massive. Had one of those. Those are a lot of fun.
The E21 here, this was donated to the museum from a family in Paso Robles, California. This is one family-owned 500,000-mile car.
Oh, sweet.
I flew out to Paso Robles and drove this car back.
Did you really? Was it like, we'll be fine, or was it kind of a, the whole way?
It broke down on me many times.
Oh, did?
It broke down on me at the Peterson Museum. I wound up being there all day long. By the time I made it to Phoenix, it broke down on me in a hotel, and I wound up U-hauling it the rest of the way.
Saying I'm done.
But when I got here to the museum, I was able to drive it off the trailer and still drive it into the museum. These two cars are pretty cool. These are from Clemson University. They have a graduate program called Deep Orange. And the engineer students will design and actually build their designs over a 2-year program. The BMW is Deep Orange project number 4. That's basically a brand new BMW X3, but they've cut the top and the back off and 3D printed all of that.
Oh, 3D print. Oh, wow.
And then the very next one is this one, where they completely did a frame up build. So you can see how they've progressed. They're on 16 now, I believe. And they are, they're doing autonomous track vehicles for the government now.
Check it out here. Scan the QR code. You can learn more. Check that out. They've done, working on number 15, but look at all these different ones they've done. That is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that this program exists at Clemson, and so they've donated these cars to the museum so that more people can know about it.
Ohio State's got a cool program in what they do as well. It's neat to see, and it's not SVRA. What is it? I'm trying to remember. But yeah, not many do it, but it's really neat to see it, because it's kind of instilling these kids, about going into that sector. And what is that? That
is a Ford Ghia Arioso. This is a design study when Ford owned Ghia. So Ghia was just creating this as a 4-seater sports car. You look at it now and you're like, all kinds of cars have 4 seats and panoramic roof and large wheels. But in 1994, this was crazy.
Yeah, wow.
So they never actually intended on building this. But if you look up the Puma from this era.
I was about to say, that front and that nose.
It looks very similar.
Yeah. We got ourselves our Porsches over here. Nice 356.
Now you got 3 examples here: stock, custom, and race.
Pete, God, I always forget his last name. Pete's Custom Coach Building. He's out on the east side of me up there, and he does some unbelievable stuff with these. I mean, he kind of goes, he's across the range year-wise, model-wise, and that, but he does a lot with the 356 and that. He's done some awesome builds.
This one is pretty special because this one belonged to Jim Matthews, who owned it almost his entire driving life. He actually raced this car, but he passed away, and his wife and son actually did a presentation for me. The only ones to ever do that for the museum, just to have this car on display. And I was like, you had me at Porsche.
Yeah. But even you say, we got a Porsche, and we're good. But then the whole story, like you were saying before, it's the story behind it, and him, how long he had it and raced it.
This is way more than just a car.
Yeah.
This car means a whole lot to this family, and that's the story we share.
Yeah, exactly. And you tell people the story, the background on it, and it's like all of a sudden, I say that connections, they're just that much more. Yeah. There's it's like a magnet. You're like even that much more just drawn to it. Because now you know what's behind it. It's not just some metal sitting there. that's awesome, and it has some of that long, but especially they keep that story, documentation and whatnot, but someone remembers the story, because obviously when Jim passed away, a lot of stories could have just fiddled away.
That's right.
And it's great to see that.
What's great to know is that his family cares enough to continue to share that story.
Yes.
Because so many of these, the family doesn't care.
No.
So once the person that passed away is gone, whatever vehicles that person had that meant something to them,
yeah, they just see
they're just
dollar
gone.
signs. Yeah, they just see dollar signs.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Yeah. I saw you're looking for your supercar.
Yeah.
You had posted up, trying to hunt something down.
Well, I've had a Lamborghini Gallardo slip through my fingers, a Ferrari F30 champion car slip through.
Is that a wrap?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a Nosatec acid green. This one's actually mine.
Oh, it is? Oh.
This is the one car I have to sell that can get me towards something worthy on display.
This generation, not loved and whatnot, but now they're starting to come in their own because people realize what a great value they are.
It's a fantastic car.
Yeah. I think just the big sticking point is everyone just kind of gets hung up on these. But they're just very, great cars, well built, and it's still small compared to what they started turning into going into the 997 series and that when they started.
Well, see, I got this as a modern classic. I wanted something that was a classic, but modern enough to drive like a modern car.
We got the Bricklin.
Yeah, which a lot of people will say, hey, you got a white DeLorean.
Yeah.
No, the Bricklin predates the DeLorean.
Yeah. And then
the DeLorean was the most requested car to see on display, and it took 3 years to get this one. This one I pulled out of a barn. You can see what this thing looked like. Covered in bird poop sunk into the ground.
Look at that.
And what you're looking at is literally just a detail job done by Detail Mafia.
Wow.
Aside from, obviously, we got sponsored new tires. I purchased shocks from Amazon for like $30. And then the owner bought brand new door handles. That was the most expensive thing.
These things are going up in value, that's for sure, more and more.
They are a stupid amount.
Yeah. You feel like get them for under 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And these are your two new additions I've seen, right?
Yeah, these TVEs are the newest two from Lane Motor Museum, and actually the three on the turntable, all from Lane Motor Museum as well. This is the Jeff Lane Motor Museum collection right here. What's neat though is like none of them are great cars by any means, but that is a Canadian electric failure. This is a French diesel the size of my hand. And then the Burgundy is a 59 Mako, which is a German two-stroke car. That car, it's just super neat. They're cars that you probably never heard of, much less ever seen.
No. Well, especially the fact is that, like, European,
right,
never know about it. And especially being a two-stroke.
I'd like to get the two-stroke out and play with it.
Just get that thing screaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nice.
if they belong to the museum, we can do things with them, drive them, use them at events, get people more hands-on with them. Because if they're privately owned, it's hands-off. Like it's somebody's car.
Yeah.
But if it's ours, we can change the entire experience to the visitor. Now they're not able to do it on their own, but as we have more volunteer docents that are able to come in here and help facilitate kind of that, but that changes the person's experience.
Oh, gotcha. It's more, you're involved and get it and touch it, and then.
So this hole got cut open in May of 23.
So this is new.
This was the fourth gallery. This is our latest expansion.
Wow.
This room alone was adding 12,000 square feet.
Yeah. So this is what was in here that was
unused.
It's unused?
Most of this building was unused until we came in here, and now the landlords are using us as a anchor point to rent the rest of the spots out.
I bet. I mean, geez, look at this GT350. Oh,
this car here, if you look at the TV monitor, just switch to the commercial. This is Carroll Shelby's original car from the TV commercial where his wife is driving it.
Oh, really?
But this is one of our most special cars on display.
Oh God, I'm sure. Same owners of these two?
No, what's neat about this owner is the same owner as the Porsche race car.
Oh, Mathis?
So when they were giving me the presentation for the Porsche, then it was like, oh, and then we've got this GT350 we got to find a home for. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that too.
Yeah, we got to find a home for it. I got a place for it. Wow. I mean, and you got two completely contrasting cars there in regards to that to this.
Mm-hmm. And what's neat about this one is this is a Japanese VIN car.
Oh, really?
This car went to Japan. It came back to the States motorless, and Jim put a motor in it, and he raced this car just like the Porsche.
Wow. How many did they send over to Japan? It can't have been that many.
I haven't been able to find out, but I mean, it really is. I mean, you can see the sticker here, and it's got a Japanese VIN right here. Forgot what they called it.
Anyone out there watching, if you know how many of these were exported to Japan, it's got a Japanese VIN. All right, now we're using my phone because, as I always tell you, GoPro batteries suck and they always overheat. So onward with some newer stuff. Now this is really new.
That is a 22 Heritage Edition. That car here, what's neat about this is it's barely driven. It's a brand new car, so it has plastic on it. But it is the 50-year Heritage Edition to the 67 GT.
Yeah.
These two cars are farther apart than this car is to that center door we saw when we first walked in.
It's crazy thinking about that, you know, and these things are spectacular. I mean, just how long you have this for?
It's been in here for almost 2 years now.
2 years. Oh, okay. So they buy it just to collect it? I mean, I know the Heritage Edition ones.
He's got nowhere to put it.
Oh, modern world problems.
What's crazy about this car, so this car belongs to a dentist in New Jersey who had the car shipped up from New Jersey. It's signed by Carroll Shelby. The original owner lives 20 minutes away. He actually contacted the museum and was like, that's my car.
Did he really?
He wanted to buy it back, but he wasn't able to.
See, I like this, you know, no weight, whatnot. It's kind of, I would say, understated to an extent. You know, it's just, you know, it's not this, you know, big gaudy thing with huge wings or anything like that. It's just motor, suspension. Was that a 2014? No,
older than that.
Older than that. Well, show when you close 2007. Is that sign a sticker and put it on, or is that a sticker, clear sticker over top?
That ruins this entire car for me. Is instead of wrapping the entire hood, they wrapped over the signature only. So
That's
now it
it.
looks like a sticker.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, just if you're gonna just do the hood. Oh, much maligned AMX. Look at that. I got a buddy of mine just absolutely loves these things. Jeff, when you see this video, those are for you. Look at that. You gotta come down there and check these out. Oh, we got our CTSVs.
This one's modified just a little bit. It's pushing 750 horsepower.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit. Who did the mods on it?
I don't know. I think the owner. I think Brian did it himself, or at least he paid someone to do it. And he's responsible for it having that much power.
I absolutely love the station wagons in these.
The wagon is what I prefer.
Yeah, the wagon's just awesome.
This is our resto mod in here.
Yeah.
The LS and Cadillac interior.
Wow, that's nice and clean too. I mean,
The resto mod is my style. I like the classic looks of cars, but modern drivetrains.
well, yeah,
Amenities.
exactly. Yeah, it's it's one of those situations where you can just hop in.
Because you could argue cars looked better back in the day, but you could also argue cars are more reliable today.
Did they drop this onto the chassis, the whole body? Because I can see the seats and
No.
everything.
No, we did
He just
not.
put that in there. All right.
I actually have videos on our YouTube
Wow.
channel where you can see the entire build of this car.
So you check out the channel. I'll put the link up above. Let's go check it out. That'd be neat watching this. But yeah, I agree with you on that because you get in, it starts right up. You go, you ain't got to worry about it. You either drive to go get ice cream or you can drive across country in it.
People would absolutely hate me, but if money was no object, my 59 Cadillac would have CTSV guts in it. I would make it so if you look at it,
Yeah, you would know.
It looks just like that. You'd never know.
Yeah.
But I could get in it and drive it anywhere I wanted at any given time. To me, that's perfect.
I would agree with you on it. I mean, yeah, it's
I don't want to change the way it looks.
No.
I would put air suspension on it, but again, it would still look factory. But
Yeah.
that thing, you swerve for a squirrel, you might die. I did it once. I'll never do it again.
And for those of you that don't know the story, when we get back to that car, you'll get the whole load on it because that is the whole starter for this whole place, and we'll get the whole story on here shortly. So, and these things,
This is
Yeah.
it's known to be one of the nicest examples of a Series 1 ever made because this is Karen McDougal's.
really,
This is the Playbait Series 1.
wow,
Karen McDougal was a car fanatic, and she spent $60,000 additional dollars modifying this car that she won for being Playmate of the Year.
in these, I say first, and for many years after they came out, they just kind of people I don't know where they just didn't know where it fit in or what it is, but now they're starting to come in their own in regards to collectability and everything like that. I think they're unbelievable cars. I mean, it's got the styling cues, some of the Cobra, it's a little GT40S with the hood, I mean, it's got,
I see some Corvette.
yeah, right here,
Yep.
yeah.
In fact, I might switch this car with the yellow C5 just so that you can see the two of them next to each other.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Because you
Yeah.
transition from those are all Shelby cars to a Shelby car that now transitions you to GM.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, because you go through, it's like, it goes into GM and like that's based, Ford chassis, whatnot. They just modified it. This is actual ground up. God, look at the exhaust on that. Look at that coming out the back. God, these things sound awesome too. So, did you have all these? Because obviously, just doing this a year ago, did you have these all in storage and you were able to, hey, finally got the space, we put them in here, or?
One of the biggest challenges, I call it playing Tetris in the museum. So I've got to fit everything, be able to fit more, and then spread it out so it always looks full. Right
Gotcha.
now, it's a little less full because the 61 Corvette was sitting right here and it left just last week.
Okay.
So I haven't
All
had
right.
a chance to rearrange anything.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. So it's sitting there.
62 Belvedere left. We had a 61 Plymouth Suburban wagon left Saturday. It was immediately replaced with the 62 Belvedere, so that was a one-for-one exchange. But this whole thing can completely change with one car coming in, which just requires moving a whole lot of stuff.
All right. So you're not one of the ones. Let's say we say Pierce, what they got a vault in the basement. Kind of those things. You don't have a
Make
garage.
life so much easier. Now what you see is what we have. There's no extra storage. So as we get more cars donated to the museum, the need for outside storage becomes much more prevalent.
Yeah.
Because they're museum cars, which means I have no one coming to take them. But I don't always want them on the museum floor
Yeah.
because we might need space for something else.
Yeah.
Keep it changing. So,
You got to keep it fresh. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can see in 4 years that we've been in this location, I've expanded from the first 2 galleries to the third to now this fourth. Our next move is our own building, and our own building will require having our own storage.
Have you been soft looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
in every kind of try and hunt something down? You can try and stay in this same area.
Are you open like, hey, we're gonna wherever we can find the most ideal location?
Same vicinity, because I've got people involved in the museum. I
Yeah.
can't just up and leave completely, but I'd like it to be in a more trafficked area, right off the main highway.
Are you gonna try and find an existing building and just rehab it or build?
I can't find an existing building.
Yeah.
I'd need 100,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So it'll most likely be building something and finding
Gotcha.
land, which also requires finding a means of being able to do all that.
Yes. God, that palace, beautiful. Gorgeous. All right, what's the story on this? Because that thing is clean.
Less than 50,000 miles on it, one owner, all original.
Wow, that thing's clean.
This is one of the most often tried to be purchased vehicles we have.
I bet. Yeah. Especially down here in the South, you know, in regards to trucks.
That single cab, manual.
Yeah.
It's like brand new.
I got that, but I also have a F-150 crew cab, but I also have, and I found it a couple years ago, 2015 Chevy, regular cab, 8-foot bed, 4x4, 2,500, had 7,000 miles on it. Picked it up cheap, because I just use it to tow stuff and whatnot.
That's what I
Yeah, and it worked out perfect. It was one of those situations where you guys say, it's like, if you can buy it, because it's perfect. Then I don't have to worry about beating up my other truck, and it's great. It's hauling, towing the trailers, everything like that. If I got to haul shit in the back, then everything's good.
You gotta have a truck.
Yeah. That's what I tell people that never had one. Why do you have a truck? I'm telling you, if you ever had a truck, you get one, you'll never have to go without another one again.
Well, I've always, over the years, have been like, I don't need a truck anymore. And the minute I get rid of it,
Yeah. I love these things. Everyone is, Bronco. But, I kind
Scouts
of,
are hot.
yeah.
Broncos are super cool too.
Yeah, it's just, something about those. I don't know, I don't know. I kind of, these things are pretty sweet.
Well, the more less popular, the more popular it becomes to me. So where the
I gotcha.
Are super popular.
Yeah.
And Scouts less. I would gravitate
Yeah.
more towards Scouts just because it's outside the norm.
What's this little interesting contraption you got back here?
That is a Clarkesville rocket. That is a death trap.
Yeah, that's a two-seater.
Yeah.
Normally it's a single-seater. It's even got a wing.
That thing hauls.
Oh, I bet. I like how you got it so it's like a dirt track. It's got. What's the story? Is this?
This is Ed Bowie.
I was about to say, yeah. I'm like, wait a go. This thing looks familiar. His S55, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Normally it's sitting next to a CL55, the Cannonball record holding car.
Yeah.
But he pulled it out for a recent event. He hasn't brought it back just yet. This is one of those cars that unless they know the story or take the time to actually read,
Yeah.
it's a car that's passed over like, what is this doing in here?
Yeah. No, this thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough, but it did its job. That's for sure. And I just,
Well, now we've got the whole Cannonball collection here.
Yeah. I saw it. We came around the corner. I saw the little miniaturized.
The ambulance.
Yeah.
It's a Suzuki Joy Pop.
Aren't there a few of those running around that people have made copies of that, like that exact thing out of that thing, or maybe it was a different model? But I've seen a couple of those where it's.
That's possible.
Or is that the one those guys used those couple times?
That's the actual one.
That is the one. Okay, but that's probably it. Yeah.
That holds the record for the smallest CC.
Okay. Because I know in a couple of those watching the videos, and I remember seeing that one. I was like, oh, that's so funny. Because the guy dresses up. Yeah. Okay. That was probably it. Yeah. Because isn't the one, I'm trying to remember when they're taking across, where was it, where they couldn't get up the hill or something was going on or something because it just didn't have the power? I'm trying to remember what it was. It was hilarious. It's like they had to get towed or something because the car just didn't have the power to get up where they needed to go. So, work in progress.
So this is actually how we are able to bring cars in and out of the museum now. Direct access to the loading dock.
Are those the original doors to the building?
Yep.
God, look at that thing. You can tell.
Which means I had to cut this wall as well.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I mean, that's thick. Yeah. All right, people. Now we're going to get to the instigator of this whole thing right here. Sean's going to give us the whole story on this. It's a great story, and it's a beautiful car. But this is the car that started the museum. Give us the whole lowdown, Sean.
Yeah, this is my grandpa's original car. He's the original owner. I never saw this car outside of my grandpa's shop underneath the cover my entire life until it was delivered to me in North Carolina, which is where I was living at the time. But my grandpa passed away now 20 years ago, and for 10 years I tried to buy this car for my grandma. And I was living in California where the car was at the time. She just was not going to have it. And it took 10 years past my grandpa that she finally passed away, and everything just got split between my dad and his brother. My dad called me out of the blue and he's like, "You still want that car?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I want this car."
Oh,
and,
that's awesome.
Gave it to me. So it was third time's the charm because there's license plates hanging in the other gallery that say CJ for Sean. Those were on a Jeep that I never got, and then I had a '56 F100 that we did all the stuff to, and then my dad sold it back to the guy who bought it from, so I didn't get that one. So this is the third one, and it's a good one.
Yes, I would say so.
I would have loved this car no matter what it was. I got lucky. It was a '59 Cadillac.
Got factory air. Is that factory
That
air?
is dealer installed factory.
Dude, oh wow.
Yeah, I enjoy sharing this car with people, and this kind of led me to the creation of the concept of what would become Miles Through Time, where initially it was storing a car, and instead of being in a warehouse that nobody went into, it would be displayed in a museum exhibit while it wasn't being driven. And then I had the opportunity to do it in 2017, and the rest is kind of history.
Has this been restored? Anything?
The only thing I have visually done to the car is put the white wall tires on.
Okay. Wow, this thing's in beautiful
I've
shape.
upgraded the brake booster, put seat belts in it because my kids liked riding in it.
Yeah.
I've had to redo the radiator. It's got glass packs on it. It had an exhaust leak.
I mean, those fins.
Those hold the record for the highest production.
There you go. Okay. Shut up. All right. All right, guys. That was a whole tour. Links up above. Directions, everything. You got to come check this out. This gentleman here has created this. This place is unbelievable. And spend some time here. Buy some merch. Buy some product too as well. Help support the facility. But this place is awesome. Definitely get over here if you have the time and check out what he's got going on because this is phenomenal. I appreciate you taking the time to show us around. And until next time, guys, appreciate it.